Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome, dear students. I hope you are all doing well with your family members and having great time at the moment. Inshallah, preceding the last lecture, we will be studying verbs, main verbs and auxiliary verbs. Let's get started, dear students. Okay, so we have first is welcome to the grammar class. As I said, verb we'll be studying here. Now, can anyone tell me what's verb and why do we use verb, right? Before I give you my definition, or I give you the definition that I have right now, could you please tell me your definition for a verb? What's a verb? Okay, so let's see. It has got the definition of verb. We say the word verb is taken from the Latin word verbium, which means word or action. It also means word or action. So the verbium also means word or action, right? Here I write action, right? So word is literally we say that, or lexically we say that word is taken from Latin. Verb is taken from Latin word verbium, which means word. Okay, dear students. Now, word is a word or group of words which is used to show. Verb is a word or group of word which is used to show action. For example, he plays soccer. So play is a verb here. How do you know it's a verb? Because this word shows action, and in definition we studied that a word which shows action, we call that verb. Okay, so the word play shows action, therefore we call it verb. Now next we have verb also shows existence. He is in the library. Where is he? He is in the library. If I hide this is and say he in the library, there isn't any other word which will show or which shows the existence. Only the is shows the existence of the person within a library. So is a word which shows the existence, we call that a verb. So is a verb. Now, state of being, he is a doctor, right? So if I say he a doctor, it does not make any sense. But if I say he is a doctor, so it gives complete meaning. Okay, and it shows the state of being. The word is shows the state of being, or it shows state. Okay, dear students. Shukran Aziz, the word verb is taken from Latin word verbium, which means word. کلمه verb که از فعل از کلمه verbium گرفته شده است که معنای verbium کلمه و یا عمل است. باز میخوانیم که word is a word which word or group of words used to show. میگه فعل یک کلمه است یا گروه کلمات است که به ما نشان میدهد. عمل را قسمین اگزامپل داده است، موجودیت را و همچنان حالت را. کلمه ای که به ما عمل را، موجودیت را، حالت را نشان میدهد او را ما شما فعل میگیم. So we call that verb. I hope you understood. امیدوارم که فهمیده باشین, dear students. Now, verbs are divided into two sections. فعل که است در دو قسمت تقسیم شده است, right? Verbs are divided into how many sections? Into two sections. The first we have verbs. We have ordinary verb or lexical verbs. On the other hand, we have auxiliary verbs. Okay, so now what are ordinary verbs? What are auxiliary verbs? We will study each one of them individually. Let's see now. Auxiliary verbs. The very first thing is its pronunciation. Some students mispronounce this word. They say auxiliary. Auxiliary is not the exact or correct pronunciation. The correct pronunciation of this word is auxiliary, like August, right? Like we can say August. Similar words we have got August, like that. Some students also mispronounce that word. They say August, auxiliary, August, authentic. So see these three words, they have similar pronunciation at the beginning. Okay, now what are auxiliary verbs? So we say that auxiliary verbs are those verbs which show the mood of a sentence. right? So now we have got three kinds of auxiliary verbs. We have got principal auxiliary verbs, we've got semi-auxiliary verbs, and modal auxiliary verbs. So we will study modal auxiliary verbs inshallah in second semester. Here we will only study principal auxiliary verbs and semi-auxiliary verb. It's also pronounced semi-auxiliary verb. The American pronunciation is semi, but we can also pronounce it semi-auxiliary verbs or semi-auxiliary verb. Okay, so principal auxiliary verbs. You see that from the name it's clear, and they are also called flexible auxiliary verbs. And principal auxiliary verbs are those verbs which can be used in two different forms. Principal auxiliary verbs are those verbs which can be used in two different forms. A principal auxiliary verb افعال هستن که در دو مختلف حالت در جمله استفاده میشه. یکیش هسته can be used as a main verb من حیث فعل اصلی استفاده شده میتونه و من حیث فعل کمکی استفاده میشه. Can be used as a main verb and can be used as an auxiliary verbs, right? Let's start now. How they are used as a main verb, or where they are used as a main verb, and how and where they are used, or are they used as an auxiliary verb. So let's study this. You see that principal auxiliary verbs are divided into three types. We will elaborate these things inshallah in a document file and Word file. But prior to that, let's study the three types of auxiliary verbs. I'm sorry. So let's see. First, these are the types. The principal auxiliary verbs are divided into three different categories. The first category is to be verb, like is, am, are, was, were, been, being, to be. These are to be verbs. To do, did, does. To have, has, had. So these three categories are called principal auxiliary verbs. So now the question is how they are used as a when they are used as a main verb and when they are used as a auxiliary verb. So let's study these things. For the further elaborations, we need to move to the Word file. So in definitions, we say that principal auxiliary verbs are those verbs which can be used as a main verb. Principal auxiliary verb yani is, have, right, همچنان do. اینها که هستن از هر سه کاتگوری مدودان یک دانه گرفتم. is, have or do. اینها که هم من حیث اصلی فعل استفاده شده میتونه و من حیث کمکی. حالا ما شما باید اگزامپل بدهیم که در کجا اینها من حیث اصلی فعل استفاده شده میتونه. See the example. If I say she is a student. What is she? She is a student. So اینجا ببینین من حیث فعل اصلی آمده. یک نوت یاد داشته باشین شاگردانی عزیز. اگر if they are used alone, what do you mean by alone? Alone means alone. माना از این که alone means که other verbs are not used after them or with them. ببینید شاگردان عزیز اگر اینها تنها استفاده شده باشه یعنی تنها بیاین در جمله تنها یعنی این است که بعد از اینها دیگه فعل استفاده نباشه right یعنی یا قطع اینها دیگه فعل نباشه باز اینها را ما شما چی میگیم then we call them main verbs باز ما شما اینها را چی میگیم main verb میگیم we call them main verb so just like here in this example see she is a student look at this example شما این جمله را با دقت ببینین after is we do not have any other verb right so therefore we consider this is as a what as a main verb so here the same is used as a main verb right now let's make another example if I say she is writing a book او یک کتاب نوشته میکنه she's writing a book see the same is used here but after that we have the other verb which is come as an ing form so here this is does not have any meaning it's just helping and it's just assisting to make a continuous tense. So here we say it is used as an auxiliary verb. اینجا من حیث چی آمده؟ من حیث auxiliary verb آمده. نوت داده بوده براتون. You can see there. اگر بعد از اینها دیگه فعل بیایه، باز اینها را ما شما auxiliary verb میگیم. اگر تنها بیایه یعنی کتشان دیگه فعل همراهشان دیگه فعل نبیایه، باز اینها را ما main verb گفته میتونیم. Let's و می قسم have ببینین. He has a car. He has a car. جمله بسیار ساده. بعد از has دیگه فعل نامده. So این چیز خود has که اسم مثل اسم فعل است. After has another verb is not used. So has is what? Has is considered as a what is it, dude? It's considered as a main verb. So here it's a main verb. You feel it? أصلي است. Has a car. Got the point. Okay? If I say he has bought a car. See? He has bought a car. اینجا ببینید شاگردان عزیز. Look at here, dear student. Look at this example. So you see that he has a car. After has, we have got another verb which is used in a third form. It is present perfect tense. So you see, the have or has are considered perfective auxiliaries, right? Remember that have and has are considered as what? They are considered perfective auxiliaries. So after them we use a third form of the verb. So here, whenever they are used as an auxiliary verb or in perfect tenses, we consider them the third auxiliary verb. So here has is used as an auxiliary verb, right? Now similarly to the do, if I say they do exercises or they do homework, they do homework. So after do we do not have any other verb, so do is used as a main verb, right? And look at here, if I say they don't do their homework. Now look at this. This don't is after don't we use other verb. This verb is main verb and this one is an auxiliary verb. So here this do is used as a auxiliary verb. Let me give you another example. Do they come to class regularly? Do they come to class regularly? See, do is used here, but after do we have come, right? And come is a main verb. While come is a main verb, so then we consider do as a auxiliary verb. So it's a auxiliary verb. Okay. So شاگردان عزیز امیدوار هستیم که شما فهمیده باشین سر این درس. Alright? I hope you got it. So do and does are the auxiliary verbs of simple present tense, right? So let me explain this. You know, to be are used in continuous tenses, right? There are 6 continuous tenses. As an auxiliary verb, they are used in continuous tenses to form continuous tense. To do are used in simple tenses. Do, does are used in simple present tense or present simple tense, and did is used simple past tense. To have are perfective auxiliaries. They are used in perfect tenses. We have got many perfect tenses, right? So in fact we have got we have got 6 perfect tenses. So we use all of them. If I'm not mistaken, let me count them: present perfect tense, 2 present perfect tenses, 2 past perfect tense, and 2 future perfect tense. So we have 6 perfect tenses, and all 6 have is used. When the have is used in perfect tenses to form perfect tense, then it's considered as an auxiliary verb, and then they are considered as an auxiliary verb. Other than that, they are used as a main verb. Okay, I hope you understood, dear students. Now let's move on to the next type of auxiliary verbs, so which are semi-auxiliary verbs. What are semi-auxiliary verb or semi-auxiliary verb? What are semi-auxiliary verbs? So semi-auxiliary verbs semi-auxiliaries are verbs and expressions which function almost as modals. They are also considered as a semi-expressions. They can also be called semi-expressions or semi-expressions. Now what are they? They function almost as modal verbs. Dear students, what are modal verbs? Inshallah, we will just discuss modal verbs inshallah in upcoming classes. In upcoming in second semester we will study modal verbs. So here we will study semi-auxiliary verb. We studied present simple auxiliary verb, and semi-auxiliary verb is now we are talking on this thing inshallah in the upcoming classes. In future, in second semester we will be discussing modal verbs there, right? So what are semi expressions? Semi-auxiliary verbs are those verbs میگن افعال کمکی هستند که من مثل نزدیک به modal verbs فعالیت انجام میده در جمله. modal verb نیست اما نزدیک از اونها هستند. Okay, مثلا he had better play cricket. So had better is an auxiliary verb here. What are type of auxiliary verb? Semi-auxiliary verb, right? Or semi-auxiliary verb. He is going to play cricket. So he is be going to is also semi-auxiliary verb. So you can see the words which are used in bold face or bold form, they are considered semi-auxiliary verbs, right? So he has to play cricket. So has to is a semi-auxiliary verb, right? And then here you go. Some other semi-auxiliary verb, be going to, is used in future tense, right? It shows probability, it shows plan actions, it shows a promise, it shows prediction. Inshallah, we will study when we are studying tenses. Be going to will be used there. Just remember here that be going to is used in simple future tense. He is going to work. Have to, has to, and had to. Have to and has to are used in simple present tense. They show obligation. For example, they have to see me, right? Have to and has to they both show obligation. They have to see me. And has is used for singular subjects. For example, she has to understand, right? Now had to is used in simple past tense, right? It shows past obligation. You have to tell me the truth. You had to tell me the truth. So it means that you were supposed to tell me the truth. Now come to had better. Had better is used in present tense. Do not look at the had. Some of the students think that the had is the second form of the word have, or third form of the verb have. So it's used so it might be used in simple past tense. No, dear students, it is used. Had better is used in present simple tense. You had better come on time. مانایش قسمی میکنیم had better که از the simple present tense استفاده میشه. مانایش اینجوری میکنیم you had better come on time. این برات بهتر است که وقت بیاین. Would rather, I would rather die than beg. I would rather که اسم میگم به خاطر نسبت استفاده میکنیم که دو چیز هستن که در اون دو کارا یک کار شما ترجیح میدهین. در اون حالت باز ما شما would rather استفاده میکنیم. We use would rather for preferences. مثلا I would rather die than beg. من خوش دارم که بمیرم نسبت به این که یعنی سوال کنم، زاری کنم بس کسی، خیرخواهی کنم، یعنی خیرات بخواهم. هدفم مثلا be supposed to be هر جا که بی بیای یعنی هدفش اظهار هستم. You are supposed to do your homework. Be supposed to is used either in simple present tense and past perfect tense, right? Simple past tense. Be supposed to که از هم در present simple tense استفاده میشه و هم در simple past یعنی زمان گذشته استفاده میشه. زمان گذشته ساده استفاده میشه. مثلا you are supposed to do your homework. شما معنایش از باید یا مجبور. شما مجبور هستند که کار خانگیتان بکنید، یا این برتان فرض است یا این سرتان لازمی است که کار خانگیتان انجام بدین. She ought to study English. او باید مطالعه انگلیسی را بکنه. It is used in simple present tense. So this was all about semi-auxiliary verb, dear students. I hope you understood. Modal verbs انشاءالله باز ما اینها modal verb هستن. در سمستر 2 باز به تفصیل بحث میکنیم سرشون modal verbs. So we will study modal verbs inshallah in second semester. I hope you understood, dear students. امیدوار هستم که شما فهمیده باشین. Okay, I hope you all understood about today. Okay, dear students, I hope you understood on the verbs. So we have enough time, so let's study one more topic, which is adverb. شاگردان عزیز، امیدوار هستم که شما verb را فهمیده باشین. چون که ما وقت هسته ما یک دیگه تاپیک را هم میخوانیم که او را ما شما adverb میگیم. We call them adverb, right? So let's study this. Okay, so we will study adverbs. What are adverbs, right? Adverb. So it's pronounced like adverb. Some students mispronounce it. The correct pronunciation is adverb. So the word adverb is taken from Latin word adverbium, which means to add. And the word adverb is the combination of two words. کلمه adverb از کلمه لاتینی گرفته شده است که در لاتینی برش ما و شما adverbium میگیم یا adverbium میگن اونها برشان که معنایش است اضافه کردن. صفت هم معنایش اضافه کردن بود، با خاطر که ما براتون گفته بودم که modifiers دو قسم هستن، یکیش از adjective دیگهش از adverb. adjective که از noun pronoun تعریف میکنه، adverb که از حال شما میخوانیم که تعریفی چی را میکنه. So the word adverb is taken from Latin word adverbium which means to add, and the word adverb is the combination of two words. کلمه adverb که از مخلوط دو کلمات است یا ترتیب دو کلمات را داره که یکیش شما add میگیم معنایش از to add, and the other we have is a verb means action. یکیش از adverb معنایش از اضافه کردن، add معنایش از اضافه کردن، دیگهش از verb که ما شما قبلا خواندیم که معنایش action است. Right? So basically, simply we can say that adverb means to add something to the meaning of a verb, or adverb is the word used to show where, when, and how an action happens. به طور ساده ما میگیم که کلمه صفت یا کلمه قید که از معنای اضافه کردن است، یا با معنای ساده ما میگیم که بسیار با ساده ما شما میگیم که قید با معنای اضافه کردن یک چیزی به معنای فعل، صفت یا دیگه قید است. اور یا میگیم که is a word یا کلمه است used to show که به ما نشان میدهد where means کجا، where means کجا، where and when how an action happens، کجا چه قسمی و چه وقت یک عمل واقع میشه. کلمه که با ما شما نشان میده که کجا چه وقت و چه قسمی یک عمل واقع میشه ایره ما شما قید یا adverb میگیم. Right? For example, یا دیگه تعریفش که بسیار عام است. Adverb is a word which is used to modify an adjective, a verb, another adverb, and whole clause in a sentence. یا قید یک کلمه است که تعریف صفت، فعل یا دیگه قید را میکند یا و همچنان مکمل قضیه را تعریف میکند. So you see this. He works slowly. He works slowly. So اینجا ببینین او چه قسم کار میکنه. He works. اگر ما این را پنهان کنم slowly و بگویم که he works کار میکنه، چه قسم معلوم نیست. اگر بگویم که he works slowly او که از بسیار با آرامی کار میکنه. So work یعنی کار کردن که از قید شدی را ایرا قید کرد. در مورد verb کار صحبت می در مورد work یعنی کار گپ میزنه و این قید است. right? دیگهش فاطمه is very intelligent. فاطمه اول خود ما و شما را باید بفهمیم که intelligent از نگاه گرامر چی است؟ صفت. چرا؟ به خاطر که در مورد فاطمه صحبت میکنه و فاطمه اسم است. so very فاطمه میگه لایق است. چقدر لایق است؟ زیاد لایق است. ولی زیاد که است در مورد این کلمه صحبت میکنه و این کلمه از نگاه گرامر چی است؟ صفت است. کلمه که در مورد صفت گپ میزنه ایره ما شما چی میگیم؟ adverb. اینجا adverb چی است؟ very adverb است. So you see this. Ali speaks very quickly. Okay? So all evening ما چه کلمه را گفتیم که adverb فعل تعریف میکنه. در اگزامپل اول adverb صفت را تعریف میکنه. در اگزامپل دوم adverb قید را تعریف میکنه. در اگزامپل سوم Ali speaks quickly. علی میگه بسیار تیز صحبت میکنه. علی چه قسم صحبت میکنه؟ تیز. این را خب فهمیدیم که این در مورد این صحبت میکنه و او فعل است از نگاه گرامر. گپاش چه قسم واقع میشه؟ تیز. right? ولی کلمه زیر صحبت میکنه. اگر ما علی speaks علی صحبت میکنه چه قسم؟ تیز. این قید کرد دیره. وقتی که قید کرد علی خوش شد. این خب معلوم شد که قید است. very quickly. چقدر با صحبت میکنه؟ بسیار زیاد. حالا اینجا very که از بسیار زیاد میکنه بحث میکنه. So it shows the degree, right? It emphasizes like much, very much, or we can say a lot. So very is here adverb. حالا very چی است؟ این قید است. یعنی قید تعریفی دیگه قید را کرد. The girl over there is my friend. Adverb modifies the noun. Adverb یگان وقت اسم را modify میکنه. یعنی نشان میده. جای اسم را نشان میده. لوکیشن را نشان میده. The girl over there is my friend. اون جگه کدام دختر است او دوست ما است. سوالی over there که جای دختر را نشان میده و صفت ها که اسم گفتم که عمل کجا واقع میشه. Where جا را نشان میده. دیگه example. Quickly we won the contest. Adverb modifies the whole class. اینجا ببین حیاس داشته باشید. همیشه که adverb of manner که در آغاز جمله بیاید او باز کل جمله یعنی کل قضیه را مودیفای میکنه. So این کل قضیه را مودیفای کنه. Right? خب ببینین At the beginning, this adverb quickly modifies it. گفتم براتون, right? He won the context. در آخرم بیاید بازم. She sleeps. گفتم که adverb کس با ما کلمه را نشان میده که کمال در کجا واقع میشه. She sleeps in the bedroom, right? این bedroom که جای است. So where an action happens, این bedroom که از نگاه گرامر چی است؟ adverb است. به خاطر گفتم که قید یک کلمه است که با ما جای اسم را نشان میده. سوری یک عمل کجا واقع میشه رو نشان میده که اینجا bedroom صفت است، adverb است. Ali came to Pakistan last year. When an action happened. Last year ما گفتم که قید کلمه است که عمل چی واقع میشه نشان میده. Last year با ما یک کلمه است که عمل چی واقع شده نشان میده. Last year که از یک چیز یک اسم است. سوری قید است. Sonia speaks slowly. سونیا که از بسیار آهسته صحبت میکنه. Slowly از نگاه گرامر که از قید چطور، بخاطر که این کلمه به ما نشان میده که عمل چطور واقع میشه. یعنی قید کلمه است که shows how, where and when an action happens. قید کلمه است که به ما کجا، چی وقت و چه قسم یک عمل واقع میشه. یک کلمه که ما نشان میده که کجا، چی وقت و چه قسم عمل واقع میشه او را ما شما adverb میگیم. این بود درس امروزی ما و شما دوستان عزیز. در درس بعدی که ربط به types of adverb داره ما میخوانیم. وقت خوش dear students. Wish you all the best. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Stay safe everyone.